Hello, everybody. My name is Erica, and we are here at the beautiful Burlington Campfire Center at Humboldt Redwood State Park. And today is a very special day. I have a very special guest here today with me, but I will do my short little intro. So, we're coming to the end of my Leave No Trace series. And it makes me a little sad, but I'm also really happy because I have a really awesome special guest that I'm going to be interviewing today. And his name is David Hagler, everybody. Yay! So, David here is actually a maintenance personnel at our park. And he has worked here at our park for 5 years and 7 years at Oroville. So, altogether, he's worked for our state park system for over 12 years. So thank you, David.
You're welcome.
So he's here to help us kind of bridge that gap of, these lessons that we've been learning about how do we can be better visitors and interact with our natural spaces in a healthier way. He's here to kind of give us some of like the real life scenarios, like the dirty details of what really goes on. And who better to talk about that than people that actually have to deal with you guys that leave a trace. So let's just get started. I'm gonna have to move a little bit. We are gonna try to keep 6 feet apart, so I'm gonna be a little bit further from him. But I'm sure you guys can still hear me. All right. Well, hello, David.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. We really, really appreciate you. I encountered David, and I was like really hoping. I'm like, I hope that I have one maintenance person that's down for this video. So I'm just super stoked that you're here with us today. And for everyone at home and for yourself too, we're going to just review the principles. So let's go one by one. So principle 1 is plan ahead and prepare. That's super important, right? You're not going to go somewhere if you don't know and like have things ready. Number 2 is travel and camp on durable surfaces. Stay on trail, everybody. Number 3 is dispose of waste properly. And I know David probably has a lot to say about that one. Number 4 is leave what you find. That's pretty self-explanatory. Number 5 is minimizing campfire impacts. Super important nowadays. Number 6 is respecting wildlife. And number 7, which my video was last week, so if you haven't seen that, you can check it out. It was last Monday. And it's to be considerate of other visitors. So now that we have finished, the series, we went through all the principles. If you've missed on some of those, I suggest you go back, take a look. They're all on our North Coast Redwoods and our Humboldt State Park Facebook page. So if you've missed out on those, make sure you go check it out. And so let's talk to David. So hi, David.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks again for being here. So I know there's a lot of principles, but I really just want to talk to you, like, which one comes out to your head? Which is the one that you're like, that's the one that I have to deal with?
The one I have to deal with the most is the disposing of trash properly, and this is something that we pick up a lot of trash on the avenue. We pick up a lot of trash in the campsites, and so we pick up a lot of trash inside the fire pits. Fire pits are not trash cans. If people could just make sure they get the trash.
Why are you guys putting the trash in the fire pits? Oh my God.
People will try to burn anything. So
yeah,
that's one of the things that affects our job the most as maintenance workers is just picking up trash after people. People dump tires on the river bar. People throw beer cans out their windows onto the avenue.
Yeah.
So if people could just please respect our earth, respect the park, respect the wildlife, and just do what you can to make sure that we clean up after ourselves.
I think I was driving down the avenue one day, and you can't miss all the signs that have like the like for our groves and stuff, and there was like 4 beer cans on top of a sign that's like, hi everybody, welcome to this wonderful grove.
Right.
But people just left like cans there. Like it's crazy to think that people are just being so inconsiderate with their trash, especially at such a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say though, David, that you and your team are doing a great job, even though from what you're telling me, and I mean I personally have shown you guys some pictures and shared with you some stories of how that's not happening. But like tabling here during the summer, I've gotten so many like compliments from visitors just talking about how beautiful our park is and how clean it is in comparison to other parks that they may have at home or that they're used to seeing. So, despite you guys being super dirty and leaving your trash, which we're going to discuss that. We're going to get you in trouble. But besides that, we want to just give you a really, really big round of applause because we've had so many visitors talking about how clean our park is. They're like, wow, like we don't see any trash. The bathrooms are looking, super nice. And so that kind of brings me to this other part that I want to address with you, which is the sanitation and the cleanliness. Like now with COVID, I'm sure your job, your duties and your roles have somewhat changed a little bit. Can you talk to us a little bit how COVID has impacted your job?
Yes, so we have to do additional sanitizing within the restrooms, on our hose bibs, and just any surface that anyone touches, so our restroom doors and things like that, we have to sanitize those. And so that adds additional workload onto us, and that makes it tougher for us to keep up with all the trash that people throw on the ground.
Yeah. So you see, guys, there's a lot of important, responsibilities that our maintenance people and personnel have at our parks to keep them clean for everyone to use. And if you guys are leaving a trace and just making more of a workload, they can't get to some of the really important, regulations and like COVID essential, like sanitation that you guys now have to do. So, just by being considerate and making sure that you're not leaving a trace, you're not burning, trash in the fire, you're, being considerate about your food, you can actually be helping these guys help with, our whole COVID situation because we've actually been getting so much more people this summer. I'm sure you can contest how much of a difference of like how many people that we've gotten past summers to like this summer.
Yeah, it seems that everyone is kind of eager to get outside and get out in nature and play, and we've had the busiest summer yet out of the 5 years that I've been here. So it's kind of interesting how COVID has kind of just made people want to get out and recreate even more. And, that's great. It's just we have to clean up after people sometimes if they don't clean up after themselves. So I would just urge people to clean up after themselves and don't expect someone else, just pack it in, pack it out. Keep your campsite nice and clean and just be respectful to the environment.
Yeah. I think that you really have helped us kind of bridge that gap of like what really is happening. But I know that people want to hear this. What is the grossest thing? It doesn't have to be now during COVID, but what is like the grossest or like worst situation that you've had to deal with?
Well, this is kind of just something that is ongoing, and I think the grossest thing, the thing that still kind of gives me the EBGBs, is dealing with any sort of drug needles on the ground. Of course, we have our methods of taking care of these things, and we do it very safely. So it's something that, I know that the public wants to help out, but if you see a drug needle, just inform someone who works for the parks, and we'll get the maintenance crew out there to take care of it. We don't want those drug needles on the ground, and unfortunately, it's something that we deal with.
Yeah, it's been a problem in our county that we've had like drug misuse and abuse, and it's something that has impacted Humboldt County for quite some time now. And you see that happening. People are leaving those kinds of things, and yeah, please don't pick it up. Those are actually could be very potentially like dangerous. They could have diseases, and you don't want to get transmitted or have your child be playing near something like that. So if you do find any of that sort of stuff, please make sure that you call our maintenance line or our rangers, and they will make sure that they dispose of that properly, because it actually did happen this summer. We had a lady with, I think she had her children, and she just got super freaked out because it was right behind one of our signs for the, again, I don't know what's up with people in the signs with our park, but it was right behind the sign of a park, and it was just like, a bunch of needles, and like she was just super freaked out, and she didn't know what to do. But we're so happy that we have you guys, to take care of all these things. And again, we've had so many great comments about how clean and beautiful our park is, and nonetheless it is clean and really beautiful, and we just want to thank you for all your hard work.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. And before you leave, David, if there is just one thing, or a piece of advice or words of wisdom that you can give our Leave No Trace viewers here, or potential visitors that will come to the park, what would that be?
Well, as someone who likes to camp myself, something I like to do is, if I have my trash bag inside of my campsite, I like to put it in my food locker, and especially when I go for a hike. I see a lot of people, they'll leave a trash bag tied off to a picnic table or something, and then they'll just go on their hike, and then while they're gone, ravens take the trash and they scatter it all about. And that just, that just encourages the predators, like your ravens or your blue jays, who go after the marbled murrelet to really thrive. And really, we don't want to encourage that. We want to leave no trace, so that we can have a nice, clean campground with, with the marbled murrelet. Let the marbled murrelet thrive.
Exactly. Our parks are refuges for a lot of endangered and threatened species, and very vulnerable populations of species. But it's also a place where, more common, more dominating species like the crows and the ravens, they also like to come here, but they're attracted to human activity and human leave traces. And so if we can learn to just, when we come to these sorts of outdoor spaces, because we're not in the city, we're not in just like a restaurant, we're out in nature, and like what we attract may not be what our endangered species need. And so if they get outcompeted by species that we're bringing in as humans, that's just really sad to hear that it's really because of our trash. So everybody, I really hope that this video has been received well by you guys, and I know that we're so grateful that David has taken his time. He's actually during his lunch doing this, so we are so thankful that you were here today, because it's not the same you guys hearing from me every week about clean up your trash, do this. You really have to hear it from the people that like they have to do it, like they're literally being in there, getting their hands dirty and doing the kind of work. So thanks again, everybody. I hope that this gives you something to consider in the future when you're out there recreating or just enjoying nature, about how there are people that have to deal with the consequences of you guys that leave a trace. So be considerate to other visitors, be considerate to your local park employees, and leave no trace, everybody. So thank you, and have a good day. Bye.